This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt like hell. This is gonna damn near kill me. Sometimes the truth ain't easy. I know that you're scared of telling me something I don't wanna hear. Baby, believe that I'm not leaving. You couldn't give me one good reason. Love don't run, love don't hide. It won't take.
Okay, give us a minute. It's been 19 years. This is more emotional than I thought it would be. Obviously, you know Samara is blind. And Beth told you it's been 19 years since I've been on the back of a horse. The last time I was on the horse, it was a terrorizing experience for me. And it's taken me this long to get back up on one again. But I had a grand teacher in Sheriff Lens. And I have a horse here that's been in our barns for a little over 2.5 years that nobody seems to want. We have advertised her to 37 horse clubs, trail riding clubs, horseless horse clubs. Nobody responds. I have advertised her to 7 rescues across the country that I trust. And they have unanimously told me, that we don't rescue the blind ones, Sandy. They're too hard to place, and they take too many of our resources. One family in 2.5 years came to look at Samara, and they didn't even touch her. So I knew she wasn't going anywhere. When she first arrived at Refuge Farms, I shook that finger at the volunteers and I said, don't get attached to her. We're going to call her the Samara. We're not even going to name her because there's no reason that she is here. There's nothing wrong with Samara. She doesn't deserve to be here myself.
Don't get attached.
2.5 years later, I have finally stopped looking at her out of the corner of my eye. Sound familiar? And I look at her straight on now. And Samara has much to teach us all. I want you to know that it's been 19 years since I've been on the back of a horse. And this right leg has a life of its own. When you talk to a horse, you use your legs, and you squeeze, and you push, and you poke. And my right leg twitches, and it talks a language all its own. So this little mare has had to learn to listen to my left leg, but not my right leg, even though my right leg is talking to her all the time. At the bit, notice the bits that we have in her mouth?
There's no bit.
Exactly. We have no bits because there's nothing. So now maybe you understand the emotion. I'm a 58-year-old woman that hasn't ridden a horse since she was 41. I've got a bad leg, and damn it, I'm riding a blind horse with no bit. I want to focus on look at me. Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit about the missions of Refuge Farms and how Samara exemplifies those missions. So we'll keep Samara on here. Sheriff Lyons, ladies and gentlemen, she's the woman that I emailed on September 27th and said, Sheriff, I want to ride a horse. I don't know how I'm going to get up on it, and I don't know how I'm going to get off. But I want to ride a horse, and I want to ride Samara. And Sheriff, I want to ride her at the Gala. Now, most people would have emailed you back and said, you mean the 2012 Gala, right, Sandy? But not Sheriff. Sheriff said, I am so excited for you. When do we start? Thank you. Farms. When I put my hand on the doorknob to the barn, I say part of my favorite verse in the Bible. It's found in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, and it's a simple little verse. As I put my hand on the doorknob, I say, we move forward by faith. And then I go into the barn. Tonight as I got up on this little mare, that verse never meant more to me than it ever has when I sat in that saddle. The verse is, we move forward on faith and not by sight. Appaloosa Mare exemplifies that. And the work that we do at Refuge Farms, you know, Dr. Randy was right. When she called me the first time about Buddy, I said, we're full. We just don't have room. Now that I see Buddy and I see him going to live with Gail, I say, how could you not accept that horse? How could you not? You didn't have room. But how could you not accept him? So there are times when we move forward on faith, not knowing where the feed will come from, not knowing where the money will come from. But we move forward to perform our missions. This little girl we found in a hoarder's barn 2 years ago, Easter. When I walked up to her, she was so frightened that her entire body was trembling. Her feet were literally vibrating on the cement. I stood in front of her for about 3 minutes and just talked to her. And when I finally reached out to touch her, I heard her go, and she just trembled. And I said, okay, now I have a hand on you and I'm not going to let go until you are safe. And I took her with me into the trailer and I said, you're safe now. We'll find you a good place to live. You can tell she has a little personality too, doesn't she? You nervous? You're tired of this lecture? It's okay. In the time that we have had Appaloosa Mare, I have watched her become one of the favorite with the little girls that come to the farm. And she has become one of our ministers that we use when we have tours. What I want to tell you about Refuge Farms is this. We are a team of volunteers. Every one of us is a volunteer. And we believe that what we do is good work. We save lives. We save the lives of the ones that everybody else says they're good for nothing. Can't ride them, so they're not good for anything. Well, we think they're good for plenty. We love them. They send us examples every day of what forgiveness and trust and respect looks like. Every day I say to people, if we could be more like the horse, there wouldn't be wars. If we could just be more like the horse. Every day I strive to be a little more like one of the horses in the barns of Refuge Farms. Sometimes I do things at Refuge Farms that when I look at them from purely a financial or a business or a logical aspect, I say I really shouldn't have done it. But when I rest on my intuition, and my guts, and my faith, and my spirit, I say that was exactly the right thing to do. So I'm going to do something now that goes against all of logic and all of business. But my spirit and my heart and our mission says, this is what I need to do. Appaloosa Mare, you've been a rescue horse with us for 2.5 years. We have tried to find you a home everywhere. It's not because you are beautiful that no one has loved you. What I think it is I think that it was meant that you stay with us. So Appaloosa Mare, I want you to listen to me. I'm going to give you some promises. And I want you to listen really closely. The first promise is you know it already. You know that you're safe with us. We won't hurt you. No one will ever clunk you in between the eyes again. We'll ask you to do nothing that is dangerous for you. This is probably as dangerous as you're going to get. And I know from looking at you that you know the second promise very well. I can't see your ribs and I can't see your hips. And Cher is very worried about the second rolling over. And you don't have withers anymore either. You're portly. And that means you know that we're going to feed you. You've been with us long enough to know that there's times when we don't have feed, but we always have hay and water for you. Yes, we know you like your feed. But this promise, this is the one that will change your life. You can relax now, oh Samara. Because you're home. You're going to stay with us. Even in death, we will bury you at the farm. So you and Pony Maloney can be happy for years to come. And then, out of respect for ladies and little Belgian mare, I'm going to give you ladies' promise. And that's the promise that we're going to care for you. We're going to make you healthy as we can. I can't fix your eyes. I wish I could. I can't. But I'm here to tell you that if something else in your body goes awry, we will support you, and we will love you, and we will medically treat you. We will take you as far as you want to go, as long as you want to go. Do you have something you want to say? Welcome to Refuge Farms at Gala. You are officially a part of the sanctuary herd. I don't know, but we will leave the apple Samara behind. The name will come, and I don't know what it is. You know, for the last 2 or 3 years, for the last 2 or 3 years, I have been telling people from time to time, we need a parade. We need a horse that we can put in parades and put a pretty royal blue banner across the butt to say, look at me, I'm a rescue horse. That's what I think this horse is. I think she has the potential to be the parade horse. She can teach me how to ride, and I can teach her how to walk the parade. Right, Cher? And this little girl, someday you may see us in the St. Paul Winter Carnival, going down the street. Misty? She has a greatest coat, yep. Well, what we do is, the name comes, I don't know what it will be, but it'll come, but you will leave that little Samara in the dirt. I don't have to name it. It'll come. I honestly didn't know if she would get the 3 promises until just a little while ago. It was something that I had to really work through in my head and in my heart. But when I got up on her in the corral, this one was destined to come to Refuge Farms. Thank you.
My arms. Baby, tell me everything that's on your heart. 'Cause I won't run, and I won't hide, I won't turn away. I just wanna